Corey in North Carolina, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, Alex. Thanks for having me on the show. I want to tell a story just to contribute to the show. I sort of need your permission for time. I know you have a lot of people.
Now go ahead and tell your story. You've been waiting. We got time. Go ahead.
Okay. This is related to the NFL thing. I was actually at a college football game 2 weeks ago, and it was about halftime, and I went downstairs to the concession stand to get a water for my girlfriend who was feeling ill. It happened to be very hot at the stadium, so I had my shirt off. I was obviously had been in the stadium before, and as I came up the stairs with my water, I saw a security person standing at the top. This didn't seem too unnatural because they have security at stadiums all the time. So I walked right past. Well, as I walk up the stairs, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn around. She says, "I need to see your ticket." I say, "Okay." So I look through my pockets, and I don't have my ticket. So I tell her I don't have my ticket. I've been legally checked in, and I'm sorry that I can't find it. She says, "Well, you have to leave." And I say, "Leave what?" And she says, "You have to leave the game." And I said, "Ma'am, I have been checked in. They scanned it. I obviously have been here. I have my shirt off. I went downstairs to get a water, and I'm coming back upstairs, and I don't think I have to leave." And she says, "Sir, you have to listen to what I have to say." And I say, "With all due respect, no, I don't. Because you're a police officer, but I am a customer here. I have paid for my ticket. I can take you up and introduce you to the people I'm with, and I'm here completely legally." She says, "Come with me right now." She grabs my arm. I pull away, and I say, "No, no." She reaches for her radio, says, "We need assistance in the sector, whatever." And I say, "Ma'am, we don't need assistance. I am being reasonable with you." And she reaches for her taser. And I say, "Are you going to tase me?" At this point, there are people watching. I say, "Are you going to tase me for this?" And she says, "Sir, you're not listening to what I have to say. I'm the police. I'm the authority." And I say, "You need to tell me what law I've broken or I am walking away." To make this long story shorter, I happened to have my ticket in my back pocket, so I got out of it. But honestly, Alex, if she had pulled out that taser, I don't know what would have happened.
Well, look, let me break this down. It was like the top archaeologist at his university up in Michigan. They said, "I want lemonade for my daughter," and they delivered the hard lemonade, which, by the way, I've been at parties before and thought it was lemonade, and it has, like, vodka in it. And his daughter took one drink, and so he complained and said, "Give me another one." And they said, "Oh, but you opened it." And he said, "Well, yeah, she took a drink." They called the police, arrested him, took her, did a blood test, no alcohol. But this new culture is about a religion of bossing you around, letting you know you're little, letting you know you're scum, and it's in these football stadiums, malls, airports, are the new cathedrals of worshiping this. And they will taser pregnant women that argue with a cop in any way. They will beat you to death for no reason. They will arrest you for videotaping in public. I was at a Willie Nelson concert. I'm friends with Willie. I wanted to take my wife and friends out and the kids to the rodeo to see Willie Nelson play. Everybody's taking photos. There's no signs you can't take photos and video. And I'm in one of the nice boxes, and a security guard runs up and says, "Give me that camera." And I said, "Well, look, everybody else is taping." And it turned out they knew who I was. It was some weird form of harassment. And they said, "You're not allowed to tape." And I said, "Well, okay." I said, "I'll just erase it." And they said, "No, I'm going to take your camera and you're going to be thrown out of here." And I said, "You need," and I did my, angry focus voice. I said, "Listen to me very carefully. You may win this exchange on your petty power trip, but you're going to end up being sued by me. Do you understand? Now get police now." And the state police came over, and I talked to him like that, and I said, "You can beat the rap, but you're not going to beat the ride. This person's a control freak. I'm going to go sit back down. I'm not going to erase this. Everybody else is filming, and that's how it is." They said, "Yes, sir." That's how you got to talk to them. But I was ready to have the confrontation. That's why they backed off. And I told them what was coming at the end of the ride. What if I say I will never surrender? You know, all of this authoritarian power grabbing, this stomping on us, putting their foot on our neck, hiking their leg on us, is about breaking our will. That's what the TSA is all about, the football game, sticking their hands on your genitals, grabbing your wife's breast, bossing you around, treating you like crud. More and more now, you go anywhere, it's about service industry treating you like you're bad. And so not just land of the free, home of the brave, it's about a world where, well, I mean, this is why even though friends would want to go down there, even in college, I didn't like it. I'd rather be fishing or something or go to a regular restaurant and get a beer back when I was in college. I'd get drugged by girlfriends or whatever to some club with loud music. There'd be some giant steroided guy at the door. And I started noticing if you were with really good-looking women, they'd try to, hey, you got a problem, punk? Even though you wouldn't be looking like, no, or they'd say that to my friends. And it's like, good, because I'll, get out of here if you don't like it. And they do it to other people. And that's their identity, is just feeling big and powerful, standing around at some club. And they basically take that type of individual and put them in power. In fact, we've got an article. I want to cover this now and then go back to calls. It's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Big Sis tags coffee cups with Big Brother Eye. And if you look at it, it's the paper sleeve that goes on the coffee cup so you don't burn your hand. And it looks like something kind of the iconography of the 1984 book put into the movie with this big 1950s style all-seeing eyes. Remember a few years ago in England, they had big transit authority underground metro signs that said, safe under the watchful eye, and it showed a pyramid with a single eye. Same thing here. If you see something, say something, and it turns out they're paying to have coffee shops. You see this at a lot of coffee shops. They'll get free paper sleeves, but it has an advertisement on it. And that's what they've got now is see something, say something. So it's all about you watch a football game, Janet Napolitano's there telling you to watch your neighbor. She physically is there with the NFL head or the head of the National Baseball League. She's there on Jumbotrons. She's there on the commercials. She's there at Walmart. She's at Mall of America. She's there everywhere. She's there at the city park on a big Jumbotron. They have that in many parks now. They're telling you, don't trust your neighbors. Here's a PSA. Shows white people everywhere blowing stuff up. Good minorities reporting them. It's all about playing us off against each other. The rebranding. Now they're saying they're going to flash wanted people on the big telescreens directly out of the Running Man. And so the caller is saying, and I've been at a early fall football game. I've been to a UT football game about this time of year where it's during the day. It's about 120 degrees, and I was in great shape in college, and I felt like I was going to pass out, just roasting and taking my shirt off and just sitting there in the heat. And, you lose your ticket, not being reasonable, not taking you up. The guy sounded well-spoken, not like he's a hooligan or something, not going up and saying, yeah, he's with us. And, seeing the tickets or whatever. And then, well, we're sorry, sir. We have a policy. You need to go. It's that immediate, no, you're not going to go look for your ticket. No. And he's like, oh, my gosh, actually, here it is. It's this need to jump on you because the bankers are social engineering. They've bankrupted the economy. We're going into total implosion, and they need to get their hands on your body. They need to have federally funded checkpoints nationwide taking blood without warrants. They need to get you ready to get in your body. Bill Clinton put it in law as an executive order. Didn't implement it till this year. They've now begun in multiple states taking blood to get a driver's license. But at first, it's get your license for free. Waive the couple $100 if you opt into the DNA database. You see how they do that? My first film, 1997, has the executive order. I go to the DMV. I bring it up. They laugh at me. It's on the federal books. And so all of this getting their hands on you is about forced inoculation. They tried to get police in 2002 and firefighters to be part of the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act. They didn't hide it. They said, we're training all 50 states, forced inoculation during a pandemic to take you to the emergency center. The police would not take it. The firefighters. They said out of 14 million first responders, the LA Times reported, a couple thousand took it. It was less than a percentage point. You can look up the numbers. And so they went to a new mode. All these new movies that are out every month, a new movie about a pandemic, the government saving you with vaccines, all this propaganda, all this fear, all this it's going to get you, all this you got to take the shot. And now California's saying, We're going to give the shots to your kids even if you don't give authorization. I'm going to cover that, play a clip from last night's InfoWars Nightly News, and then finish up with the phone calls with the folks that are patiently holding. Matthew's up next. Then we've got Thomas, Laura, Chris, Matt, and others. I'm Alex Jones. This is the one, the only GCN Radio Network, GCNlive.com.